Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today, we're going to review the Porster homage to a Submariner Hulk. Like the last Porster I reviewed, there is no reference number. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm wearing an Actnite 2113C, and Grego is wearing my Benyar BY5185. I told Grego that there was no way I could risk taking him to Hawaii. They're really protective of their sea turtles, and if Grogo ended up eating a sea turtle egg, I would end up a major felon. He said Major Felon heads the 13th X-Wing Squadron. All right, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this fairly plain box. So did the last Porster. Not the greatest packaging in the world. But here's the unsigned warranty card, of course. And here's the 3 links I removed. And see, yeah, pretty plain packaging. And here's the watch. This is the second Porster on my channel. The last one blew me away with the quality of build, but that was an homage to the AP Royal Oak, and there are not a lot of high quality Royal Oak homages in AliExpress land, so the bar was kind of low. But this Porster is an homage to the Rolex Submariner, which is more than likely the most homaged watch of them all, so the bar is substantially higher. At $80, this puts it in the Pagani Design price range, so let's find out if this is a good choice in a sea of great watches. When it comes to colorways, Porster has kept it simple. Besides this Hulk, there's also the traditional black. Then there's also the Starbucks version with the black dial and green bezel, and that is it. No blue or two-tone options at all, nor is there any options without a date. The watch is 40.3 millimeters at the bezel, and the bezel slightly overhangs the case. It's 47.6 millimeters lug to lug with protruding end links, not inverted. And it's 13.9 millimeters thick, so it's kind of thick. Has a 20 millimeter lug width and weighs 147 grams on the supplied bracelet with 3 links removed. The bezel is a 60 click unidirectional. The clicks are good and solid with no back play. But unfortunately, though, there's some serious alignment issues. See, look how misaligned the bezel is. And being a 60 click, it's really noticeable. If it was a 120 click like most Submariner homages, it would probably be a little bit closer. But the bezel is ceramic. It's a nice looking bezel. It's not fully loomed though, you just have the loom pip. But other than the alignment issue, I think the bezel is good. I don't mind 60 click over 120 as long as it's aligned. Then we have the dial. The dial has a nice sunburst effect. And we have the Porster name up top. And on the bottom it says automatic water resistant, 10 bars. So you only get 100 meters. And then we have the indices, and they're your basic Rolex dial with the upside down triangle at the 12, batons at the 6 and the 9, and dots everywhere else, and they are loomed. And then we have a date at the 3 with a Cyclops, and as you can see, the Cyclops is fully magnified. So the date takes up just about all of the Cyclops, which is good, because a lot of people don't like Cyclops, but my opinion is if you have a Cyclops, then have a Cyclops, and this is indeed a Cyclops. Then we have a signed screw-down crown, giving us 100 meters water resistance. It has the P for Porster, so this must also be their logo. The thread action is good. You don't feel a lot of resistance when you unscrew it. It pops nicely. Then when you go to screw it back down, it catches right away. No fighting with the threads. Then we have a flat sapphire crystal. And I don't know if there's AR coating or not, but you can see through it pretty good. Then we have a solid steel case. It's brushed on top, polished on the sides, brushed on the bottoms. Your basic Submariner style case. The crown guards actually guard the crown. In some cases, the crown guards are just basically crown extenders, but these actually guard it. So I like that. And then we have a coin edge case back. Let's go ahead and open up the bracelet so you can see it better. And it does have writing on it. It says stainless steel, Porster, water resistant, 100 meters. And this is a screw down coin edge, and you need a 29.5 millimeter opener to open it. Underneath the case back is the NH35 movement. This is your go-to movement on automatic watches in this price range. It's a 24 joule 3 hertz movement that hand winds hacks, and it has a bidirectional rotor. And they're usually fairly accurate right off the shelf. So let's take a look at the time grapher and see how this one is doing. Here it is on the time grapher. As you can see, it's doing plus 16, which is kind of fast. Of course, with a hacking movement, it's always better to be fast than slow, but 16 is pretty fast. So obviously this movement has not been regulated at the factory. And we got quite a bit of beat error there, 0.4 milliseconds. That's why you see 2 lines on the screen. And the amplitude's kind of low. But once again, this is the NH35, so you're kind of at the luck of the draw. This is within specs, though. Plus 16 is within specs. So usually I get better performance from an NH35 than this, but it's not horrible. The bracelet is a 3-link oyster style. As you can see, it's fully brushed. It doesn't have polished center links. Of course, the sides are always polished on these bracelets for some reason. I'm not sure why they do that. And then we have protruding end links, but they are solid, not hollow. And we have screw pin adjusters, and as you can see, the heads of the screw pins are nice and big, so it's not that difficult to remove them. And then we have a sign clasp, and the star of the show is this clasp because it's got on-the-fly adjustment. I won't use the trademark term for that. And so that makes it nice. And I did remove 3 links to fit on my wrist. And there are only 2 more links to remove. But as you can see, I got quite a bit of clasp left to move it in. So it'd be like if you have 3 more links to remove. But to use the clasp, you just pull it out like that, and then you can just move it to where you want to go and then push it back in. So that was very easy to do. And so, yeah, it's really nice to have a clasp like this on a watch in this price range. Usually you have to spend more and get like a San Martin to get something like this, or a Chronos. Here is the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. I think it looks really nice. Even though it has protruding end links, that looks fine on my wrist, where it's nice and flat. So unless you have a really tiny wrist, you should be able to wear this no matter what size you are. Once again, I removed 3 links, so you could probably wear this if you're 8.5, no problem. But yeah, it's very nice looking. As a bonus, this watch came with an extra strap. It's rubber, and I didn't put it on the watch because I didn't want to take the other strap off and scratch it all up, because once again, I have to sell these things. But if you look at the spring bars there, they are quick release spring bars. The bracelet, though, that comes with it doesn't have quick release, but at least when you put this strap on, it does have quick release. It looks like a nice strap. Here we are in the Lume room. The Lume was the weak point of the last Porster I reviewed, but that wasn't a dive style watch. So let's see if this sub homage is any better. As we speed up the time, we see a pretty good but not excellent glow, plus everything is fairly even, with the lume pip being just a little stronger than the hands and indices. This watch will not win any lume contest, but is good enough considering the price of the watch. What do I like about this watch? I like the fact that it has on-the-fly adjustable clasp. I like the fact that the Cyclops fully magnifies. I like the fact that it has pretty good, if not excellent, lume. And it did come with an extra strap with quick release. What are my gripes and groans? The 60-click bezel is seriously out of alignment. It could use some better packaging. The box is pretty plain. And how about some blue colorways? Just green and black is the only options. Do I recommend this watch? Yes. Although most sub-homages in this price range are comparable, most do not have on-the-fly adjustment, which is very important since a Rolex-style clasp is a pain to use to micro-adjust without it. This Porster is not a no-brainer like their AP homage, but is still a very good watch for the money. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Porster sub-homage, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.